Hello everyone! Today we'll be taking a look at the GameStop exclusive Black Series Shadow Stormtrooper. This figure is part of the new gaming grades line that Hasbro has been making of characters from the video games, the previous ones being Jedi Revan and the heavy battle droid from Battlefront 2. This Stormtrooper is from the first Force Unleashed game, and he is one of the enemy types Starkiller fights against. To my knowledge, this type of Stormtrooper has not showed up in any other media. And just for a bit of trivia, this Shadow Stormtrooper looks to be a mix between the Shadow Stormtrooper 3-pack with Palpatine from 2008 and the one from Toys R Us exclusive 5-pack from 2010 with similar clear plastic components. Before we move on to the figure itself, let's take a quick look at the packaging. This figure comes in the standard Black Series box with window on the front and art of the character on the bottom. The colors, however, are different due to it being an exclusive, and it has the Gaming Grades badge on the front. On the back, it has some brief information about the trooper and what game it came from. A cool little difference with these boxes compared to the regular ones are that they seem to have a matte finish instead of the normal glossy one all standard releases get. I personally am not one of those in-box collectors, but I can see how these would look really nicely displayed if kept in the box. The aesthetics just look cool. Moving on to the figure itself, this Stormtrooper uses the same mold of the Imperial Shock Trooper from what I can tell, but it works really well. This trooper has a dark gray metallic paint throughout its body, similar to the one used on the carbonized Second Sister and Mandalorian, but has blue parts made of translucent plastic like the one used for the Force Ghost Obi-Wan and Yoda exclusives. They do a good job of creating the facing effect of the trooper from the game, and it looks a lot better than the original figures in my opinion. It also has a brighter blue paint in smaller areas that really make the figure pop. It makes the armor look illuminated. Moving on to the articulation, this figure has a ball-jointed head and the neck is also articulated, allowing it to move forward and back. His shoulders rotate and can open, but due to the pauldrons, the outward articulation is slightly limited. He has a bicep swivel and double-jointed elbows, his hands rotate and move up and down, his torso seems double-jointed and moves in all directions. His legs move forward and back as well as to the sides, he has a thigh swivel and double jointed knees, and his feet move up and down, and they have an ankle pivot. For accessories, this figure comes with a long rifle blaster and the standard Stormtrooper blaster. They're both nicely painted with metallic paint that really brings out all the small details of the guns and makes them look less plasticky. The standard blaster can be placed on the holster and it fits pretty snug. This figure stands at about 6 inches tall, and for a size comparison, here it is next to a standard Marvel Legend. Here it is next to a DC Universe Classic. Here it is next to a Figma. Here it is next to a Figuarts. Here it is next to a Transformer. Here it is next to a McFarlane figure. And here it is next to another Black Series figure. Overall, I think this is a really cool figure, and it's now my favorite Stormtrooper variant. The paint job and clear plastic parts really makes it stand out from the others, and it's really cool to see Hasbro make figures of stuff that's no longer considered canon. Maybe one day we could get a Starkiller figure or other lesser known types of Stormtroopers. I would love to see what they come up with. The figure I would like to see the most, however, is a Super Battle Droid. They could get a lot more variants out of it and get a lot of views from that mold. The only negatives I have with this figure are that it's an exclusive and it's never a guarantee that you will find one on the shelves, so it's best to pre-order it if you can. These exclusives tend to get really scalped on eBay and other secondary marketplaces, so that can take the fun out of collecting them sometimes. Still, I will admit that the GameStop exclusives are really cool. I know most people lost their minds over the White Revan, but I personally loved the Heavy Battle Droid, and the Purge Trooper is one of my favorite figures in my Star Wars collection. So what do you think of this figure? Did you get it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I always like to hear people's opinions on figures. And as always, thanks for watching!